Count money, man. Stack riches. Try and told him I'm a beast, bud.
What's up, gang? Welcome back to another episode of the GRINDcast. Get ready, it's a new day, and we're going to talk about your energy, conserving, taking care of, protecting, elevating your energy, because energy is contagious. Are you surrounded by people who are elevating you or draining you? Are you surrounded by people who are elevating you or surrounded by people that are draining your energy? Ask yourself that right now. Who am I spending the majority of my time with? Are they elevating me? Are they giving me energy? Or are they draining me of my energy? Positive energy creates momentum. And momentum is a powerful thing. Momentum is if you've had momentum, you know what I'm talking about. It's like that ball bounces and it bounces right into your hands and you run it for 70 yards, or the ball tips off somebody's fingers and it falls right into the basket. You got momentum. It's just the energy is just everything moves in your favor. And then you've probably been at points of your life or your business or a sport where you've watched something go opposite, where you've lost momentum. And momentum is not in your favor. And so part of that, creating that momentum in life, is having positive energy and influences around you. Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. Right? I didn't come up with that. You all have probably heard that before, but a lot of it is true. Show me your friends, the books that you read, the people you surround yourself with. That'll give us a little bit of a outlook of what it looks like for you 5 years, 10 years from today. Your circle could reflect your potential. I heard a man say before, go to sleep with dogs, wake up with fleas. Right? So we got to cut out negativity. Cut out the people in your life, even if you like them. Just make sure you're not spending too much time to where they're wearing off on you with any types of negativity or bad habits or anything like that. Seek out people. Let's say you're doing all that. Like, nah, my friends ain't bad influences on me. Well, okay. Are they high? Are you around high achievers? People that are striving to be still? Or are you around people that are kind of comfortable and complacent? If you're on the grind, if you're trying to go to the next level, you want to get around people that are pushing and trying to go to the next level also, seeking out other high achievers, because high achievers, they'll show you that they're willing to work and grow, and that just levels up everybody. That's where you hear iron sharpens iron. I think that was biblical, right? As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. Something along those lines, right? So they just condense it to iron sharpens iron, right? So you want to get around other iron so you can sharpen each other. Who you surround yourself with, those are the people that are going to have some influence over you. If you surround yourself with growth-minded people, then you're going to be a growth-minded person moving forward. If you surround yourself with people that are in this mindset of scarcity, it's almost like that whole crabs in a bucket thing, where if you put one crab in a bucket, they can crawl out. But if you put a bunch of crabs in the bucket, the likelihood of them crawling out is slim, because they just pull each other. They keep dragging each other down. Like, no, you ain't getting out of here. If I ain't getting out of here, you can't. So what happens is, a lot of times, scarcity mindset folks that are not growth minded, of there's so much out there and it's abundance mentality, I'm focused on growing myself. What they do is they end up knocking and talking about and knocking up. This is an extra credit. This is extra. This is free game. This is not really a part of the title, but I'll tell you this. If you're around somebody and they talk about other people a lot, there's a good chance that they're talking about you when you leave, when you're not around. if they're talking negatively, be aware of people that talk negatively about people that are not there to defend themselves often. Like I get it, once in a while stuff comes up, whatever, but like on a consistent basis, more than once, like here and there, like, man, we're always talking about she's always talking about people, or he's always talking about people, or whatever it is. Just be careful with that. That's probably not a positive energy person, growth-minded person. Winners hold each other accountable to greatness. Losers blame, invalidate excuses. So that's what losers do. There was that old, I forget if you want to be great, you got to lose excuses. And if you keep excuses, then you got to lose the ability to be great or winning. If you want to win, you got to lose excuses. If you want to keep excuses, you got to lose the winning. But here's one thing I know. If you're a blamer of why things aren't getting done and you blame everybody else and you're validating excuses, that typically leads you more towards the L column, the loser column. Winners hold each other accountable, accept accountability, and almost look for things or people to challenge them and hold them accountable. Winners also encourage each other to think bigger. Like, get around people that are getting you to think bigger. Like, wow, I can do that. That stretches my mind a little bit. That makes me think a little bit bigger. People that don't win, they settle, they get complacent, they stop thinking big. Winners accept change and understand that change is a part of life and focus on solutions. Losing people, they fear change and dwell in problems. I don't know if, it's not always comfortable to change. People don't always love change, but you got to accept and understand that change is a part of life. To not change is to not evolve, is to not grow. And at the end of the day, whether it's right or wrong, or man, it happened in your favor or not in your favor, if it's fair or not fair, like, understand life ain't always fair. Life is not, we're going to get into it on another episode of the GRINDcast where we talk about E plus R equals O. Event E, we can't always control the E. You don't deserve sometimes what you get. Man, you worked so hard all season and you broke your leg. That ain't fair. You do so much good for so many people for so many years, and then you get backstabbed, or this happens to you and people don't show gratitude or appreciation, or you get opposite for a little while. That ain't fair. Sometimes the good die young. Like, life is not always fair here on earth. And so the choice is, the people that lose, they dwell on those problems. They dwell on things that came to them that weren't fair. But the winners, they say, it is what it is. How do I win now? How do I win with the hand that I'm currently dealt? What do we got to focus on? What can I control right now? What is the current solution to this? This is the hand I'm dealt. I don't like this hand, but me complaining about this hand, dwelling about this hand, is not going to help me win. So let me figure out, how can I play this hand to the best of my ability? Because if you keep playing that hand the best that you can, eventually you're going to get dealt a winning hand. You just got to be willing to play it. And so, who are you listening to? I had a man tell me one time when I was coming up, growing, I'm trying to hang around. He said, he told one person before, hey, my ears are not garbage cans. Always coming up to me, just dumping on me, just complaining, just negativity. My ears, they ain't garbage cans. Who are you listening to? I used to say, never take advice from somebody that you wouldn't trade places with in that area of their life. But there's always exceptions to that. I think that you can gain wisdom sometimes from people that maybe aren't in a place that you would want to trade places with because they've learned off of some of those losses. But what I will tell you is just be careful who you're listening to. Everybody got advice. Everybody got an opinion, but not everybody's qualified to give it. Look at that track record. And then who are you comparing yourself to? So who are you allowing to influence you goes hand in hand with who are you comparing yourself to? Comparison can be the thief of joy, right? You've heard that, to where it's like, man, it's never good enough. I'm looking at what somebody else got, and maybe it's better than what I got, and I just make myself feel so bad because it's never good enough. That's a negative way to use comparison. I think comparing in a form of like adopting things that you like from other people could be helpful, and also to challenge yourself a little bit. Remember those old bracelets they used to have? WWJD. What would Jesus do? I used to joke and tell my mentor, mine was like WWJD, and my mind on my wrist was like, what would Jim do? And, out of 100 times, in the beginning, I probably was, 50-50 on it. Later on in life, I got up to 90, 90 out of 100, maybe I could get, but I would say, man, the bar is so high that Jim is such a good person that I may go to my deathbed and never reach the person of my mentor, Jim Serace, that he's such a good person, good human. But just striving to don't make me feel horrible. It just is like, man, if I could just get close, I got to be doing better than I would have done. So I'm going to compare myself in that aspect. Or from a competitive standpoint, I'm going to compare myself in ways that I could trick my mind to make that comparison healthy for me. Use the comparison as a way to drive yourself, focus yourself, remind yourself of how great that you could be, challenge yourself, all of those things, but don't let it be the thief of joy, because you're always going to find somebody out there that got more than you, doing something more than you, has what it looks like, maybe a little bit more happiness than you or whatever it is. Don't let it be the thief of joy. Let it be the reason to level up. But it's at the end of the day, it's the energy and the influence of your circle that's going to determine your wins and losses. And it starts with the circle of your own mindset, of the energy that you choose to allow in and that you choose to give off is going to dictate a lot of, I think, so much of the world. A lot of stuff is not E plus R equals O. We're going to get to it. A lot of it is out of your control. But once you get through the things that are out of your control and you handle those things with the things that are in your control with positivity, you can affect that outcome. And more often than not, it turns out to be a positive thing in your favor. Speaking of a positive thing in your favor, I want to thank you for taking time out to invest 15 minutes of your day with us when you could have been doing anything else. And I hope that energy and time that you spent goes in your favor, allowing us to help provide energy and influence today. Speaking of influence, if there's anybody out there that you think together collectively we can influence that needs to hear this message or hasn't been listening to the message, just take a second. I know we're all busy. Sometimes you could just send it to them, share it somewhere that we could spread the good word a little bit. And as always, we appreciate you joining us on another episode of the GRINDcast. Get ready. It's a new day.